Daniel Cormier predicts a highly motivated Israel Adesanya at UFC 305. He doesn't want to lose to Dricus du Plessis. As Israel Adesanya prepares to make his UFC comeback at UFC 305, Daniel Cormier, a former champion and current commentator, anticipates a highly motivated return for the middleweight fighter. It has been nearly a year since Adesanya last competed, following a shocking upset loss to Sean Strickland in September 2023 that cost him the UFC middleweight title. This defeat came on the heels of two intense battles with longtime rival Alex Pereira, where Adesanya reclaimed the belt with a knockout victory, only to lose it months later to Strickland. In the aftermath of the loss, Adesanya opted for an extended break from the Octagon rather than rushing back into action. Cormier, who will be part of the broadcast team for UFC 305, believes that the time off was a wise decision. "I honestly don't hate that he took some time off," Cormier said during a recent episode of The Fighter vs. the Writer. "They were riding this dude so hard, he was riding so hot for so long, it's not bad that he took some time off." Adesanya was one of the most active champions on the UFC roster, with 5 fights between 2022 and 2023, culminating in his loss to Strickland. UFC CEO Dana White had promised that Adesanya would compete for a title upon his return, which will now take place against the new UFC middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis, in the UFC 305 main event. The much-anticipated showdown between Adesanya and du Plessis has been building for years, with the middleweights exchanging harsh words and developing a personal rivalry. Adesanya was initially set to defend his title against du Plessis instead of Strickland last September. But the South African contender was unable to make a quick turnaround after his win over former champion Robert Whittaker in July. With Adesanya returning from a loss and a year-long hiatus, Cormier recognizes the immense pressure on the former champion, especially against a heated rival like du Plessis. "He doesn't want to lose to that dude," Cormier said of Adesanya. "I like bad blood fights, and this one has all the elements that I love. Those guys hate each other." At 35, Adesanya is entering the later stages of his career, and the outcome of this fight could significantly impact his future. Cormier noted that du Plessis seems to be counting on Adesanya's decline, as the current champion suggested in a recent interview. "Dricus is almost betting on him not being the same guy he was before," Cormier commented. "It's on Izzy to show that's not the case. It's up to him to prove he's still here and still the man." With so much on the line, UFC 305 promises to be a pivotal moment in Adesanya's career, as he seeks to reclaim his title and reassert his dominance in the middleweight division.